Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Personal Growth Talks podcast. I'm Jason, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderful Julia.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. I'm really excited about today's topic because it's one that can make a big difference as we approach the end of the year.
Absolutely, Julia. The year is almost over, and it's the perfect time to pause, reflect, and plan for the year ahead. Today, we're talking about end-of-year planning, what to do before 2025 arrives.
Yes, and let's be honest, many of us start the new year with resolutions or big goals, but we forget how important it is to prepare before the clock strikes midnight on December 31st.
Exactly. In this episode, we'll be sharing practical steps you can take to close out 2024 on a high note and start 2025 with clarity and confidence.
We'll cover everything from reflecting on your achievements, setting priorities, organizing your space, and even celebrating your wins. Plus, we'll talk about why it's so important to take time for yourself during this busy season.
So whether you're someone who loves planning or you're just looking for a few simple tips to feel more prepared for the new year, this podcast is for you.
Let's dive in and make sure you're ready to welcome 2025 with open arms and a clear mind.
All right, let's start with the first step in end-of-year planning, reflecting on the year. Julia, why do you think it's so important to look back before we move forward?
That's a great question, Jason. Reflection helps us understand what worked, what didn't, and how far we've come. It's like taking inventory. You can't plan for the future without knowing where you are and how you got there.
Exactly. And reflection isn't just about identifying mistakes. It's also about celebrating your wins. So let's talk about how someone can effectively reflect on their year.
One simple way is to ask yourself 3 key questions. 1. What were my biggest accomplishments this year? 2. What challenges did I face and how did I overcome them? 3. What lessons have I learned?
Those are great prompts. I'd add that writing your answers down can make a big difference. A journal or even a note on your phone can help you see patterns and track your growth over time.
Totally agree. And if you're not into writing, you can try reflecting with a friend or family member. Talking about your year with someone you trust can offer new perspectives and maybe even remind you of achievements you forgot about.
That's a good point. Sometimes we overlook small wins because we're focused on the big goals. But every step counts, right?
Absolutely. And while reflecting, it's important to be kind to yourself. This isn't about criticizing what you didn't do. It's about learning and growing.
I love that mindset. So to all our listeners, take some time to reflect on your year. It doesn't have to be a long process. Even 15 minutes can help you gain clarity and motivation for the future.
Yes. And once you've reflected, you're in a much better position to move on to the next step, which is setting your priorities and goals for 2025.
Now that you've taken some time to reflect on 2024, the next step is to identify your priorities and set goals for 2025. Julia, why is this step so crucial?
It's crucial because without clear priorities, it's easy to get overwhelmed or distracted. Setting goals gives you direction. It's like creating a roadmap for the year ahead. Without it, you're just wandering aimlessly.
That's a great point. And when it comes to setting goals, I think the biggest challenge is knowing where to start. Do you have any tips for that?
Definitely. Start by breaking your life into categories. Things like career, health, relationships, finances, or personal growth. Then ask yourself, what's the one thing I want to improve or focus on in each area?
I like that. It keeps things manageable. I've also found it helpful to use the SMART framework when setting goals. Make them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Yes, the SMART framework is a game changer. For example, instead of saying, I want to be healthier, you could say, I want to exercise 3 times a week for 30 minutes each session by March. It's specific and actionable.
Exactly. Another tip I'd add is to align your goals with your long-term vision. Think about where you want to be in 5 or 10 years, and make sure your 2025 goals are steps toward that bigger picture.
That's so important. And let's not forget about prioritization. You can't do everything at once, so focus on what truly matters. A good way to do this is to ask yourself, if I could only accomplish one thing this year, what would it be?
I love that question. It forces you to get clear on what's most important. Also, don't forget to write your goals down. Studies show that people who write down their goals are much more likely to achieve them.
Yes, and keep your goals visible. Maybe put them on your desk, as a screensaver, or in your planner. It's a constant reminder to stay on track.
That's a great idea. So listeners, as you're planning for 2025, take some time to identify your top priorities and set clear, actionable goals. Trust me, you'll feel much more focused and ready to tackle the new year.
Absolutely. And once your goals are in place, the next step is to get organized and declutter so you can create the right environment to achieve them.
All right, now that you've set your goals, let's talk about creating the right environment to achieve them. Julia, why is organizing and decluttering such an important part of end-of-year planning?
Well, Jason, a cluttered space often leads to a cluttered mind. When your physical or digital environment is messy, it can be harder to focus on your goals. Decluttering creates a sense of clarity and helps you start the new year fresh and energized.
That makes sense. So where should someone start? I imagine it could feel overwhelming if things are really disorganized.
The key is to start small. Pick one area at a time, like your workspace, closet, or even your email inbox. For example, clear out old papers from your desk or delete unnecessary files on your computer.
Great tip. I'd also add that it's not just about getting rid of things. It's about organizing what you keep. For instance, you can create folders for your digital files or use bins and labels for physical items.
Yes, and if you're short on time, try the 15-minute rule. Spend just 15 minutes a day decluttering one area. You'd be amazed at how much you can accomplish in a week.
I like that. It makes the process feel less intimidating. Another thing to keep in mind is to focus on what adds value to your life. If something doesn't serve a purpose or bring you joy, it's time to let it go.
Exactly. And let's not forget about planning tools. Once your space is organized, use tools like planners, calendars, or task management apps to keep things on track. A clear environment paired with good planning can do wonders for your productivity.
Absolutely. So, to all our listeners, take some time to declutter and organize before 2025 arrives. It's a small step that can make a huge difference in how you approach your goals.
And with your space and mind cleared, you're ready to focus on the next step. Planning for growth and making room for new opportunities.
Now that you've reflected, set your goals, and decluttered, it's time to talk about planning for growth in 2025. Julia, how do you define growth when it comes to personal development?
That's a great question, Jason. Growth is all about becoming a better version of yourself. Whether that means learning new skills, taking on challenges, or stepping out of your comfort zone. It's about progress, not perfection.
I love that. And when it comes to planning for growth, I think it's important to focus on both professional and personal development. For example, what skills or knowledge do you want to gain in the coming year?
Absolutely. You can start by identifying areas where you feel there's room for improvement. Maybe you want to improve your communication skills, develop a new hobby, or even build healthier habits. Once you know what you want to work on, break it down into manageable steps.
Yes, breaking it down is key. Let's say you want to improve your communication skills. You could start by taking an online course, reading a book on the topic, or joining a local speaking club. It's all about consistent effort.
And don't forget to track your progress. Whether it's through journaling, using an app, or setting milestones, tracking helps you stay motivated and see how far you've come.
That's a great point. I'd also add that planning for growth isn't just about adding new things to your life. It's about making space for them. Sometimes that means letting go of habits or commitments that no longer serve you.
Exactly. Growth requires focus, and that means being intentional with your time and energy. One tip I'd recommend is creating a growth calendar for 2025. Block out time for learning, reflection, and self-care. It's like scheduling your priorities.
I love that idea. And remember, growth doesn't happen overnight. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small wins along the way. Every step you take is progress.
So true. And one last thing. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Having a supportive community can make a huge difference in your growth journey.
Absolutely. So, as you plan for growth in 2025, think about what skills you want to develop, what habits you want to build, and how you can create a supportive environment to make it all happen.
And with that, you'll be well on your way to a fulfilling and productive year. Now, let's move on to the final step. Celebrating your accomplishments and setting the tone for 2025.
As we wrap up this episode, let's talk about something that's often overlooked during the busy end-of-year planning: celebrating your wins and taking time to relax. Julia, why is it so important to take a moment to celebrate before jumping into the new year?
It's important because as we reflect on the year, we often focus on what we didn't accomplish. But celebrating your wins, big or small, reminds you of how much you've achieved. It boosts your confidence and gives you the energy to tackle the year ahead.
Exactly. Celebrating doesn't have to be a big event. It could be as simple as acknowledging your progress, treating yourself to something special, or spending quality time with loved ones. It's about recognizing your hard work and giving yourself credit.
And let's not forget about relaxation. This time of year can be overwhelming with all the planning, organizing, and goal setting. Taking time to relax, recharge, and do things you enjoy is crucial for your well-being. You can't give your best if you're constantly running on empty.
That's so true. So, as we approach the end of 2024, I encourage everyone listening to take a deep breath, reflect on the wins, and allow yourself some well-deserved rest.
Absolutely. When you take the time to celebrate and relax, you're setting a positive tone for the new year. One of balance, self-compassion, and growth.
So, let's enter 2025 feeling proud of what we've accomplished and ready to continue growing. And with that, we've come to the end of today's episode.
Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. We hope this episode has helped you feel more prepared for the year ahead.
Remember, take it one step at a time, celebrate your progress, and most importantly, relax and enjoy the journey. We'll see you in the next episode.
Take care, everyone, and happy planning for 2025.
Before we wrap up today's episode, we just want to say thank you for joining us. We hope you're feeling inspired and ready to tackle the new year with clear goals, a fresh mindset, and a sense of purpose.
Absolutely. But before we go, we've got a little favor to ask. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to hit that subscribe sound button so you never miss an episode of the Pre-C Personal Growth Talks podcast. We've got so many more exciting topics coming your way in 2025.
And if you found today's content helpful, share it with a friend or family member who could benefit from it. You never know who might be looking for some motivation to kickstart their new year.
Also, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment or send us a message on social media with your thoughts on today's episode, or let us know what your goals for 2025 are. We love hearing from our listeners and supporting you along your journey.
And lastly, don't forget to take a moment for yourself today. Reflect on your wins, set your priorities, and give yourself the gift of relaxation. The new year is just around the corner, and you're ready for it.
Thanks again for tuning in, and we can't wait to continue this journey of growth with you in 2025. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Happy planning, everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast, the place where we help you improve your English and your life, step by step. I'm Jason, your host for today.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. We're so happy you're here with us. Today's topic is very important. It's something that affects every person in the world.
That's right, Julia. Today, we're talking about time. More specifically, don't waste your time. This is not just a lesson in English. It's a lesson for life.
Yes, time is one of the most valuable things we have. You can lose money and earn it back, but when you lose time, you can't get it back.
Exactly. So in this episode, we're going to talk about why time is so valuable, how people waste time every day, and what you can do to use your time wisely, especially when learning English.
And don't worry, we will keep the conversation simple and clear so all English learners can follow and understand.
Let's get started. You're going to learn useful words, great ideas, and get a little motivation too. Are you ready?
Let's go. Time is ticking, so let's not waste a second.
So, Julia, let's start with the big question. Why is time so valuable?
Good question, Jason. Time is valuable because we all have a limited amount of it. Every day we get 24 hours, no more, no less.
That's right. And once a day is gone, it's gone forever. You can't buy more time. You can't rewind time. It's something you can never get back.
Yes, that's why we say time is life. If you waste time, you are wasting your life.
Let me ask you, Julia, have you ever felt like you wasted your time?
Oh yes, many times. I used to spend hours watching silly videos online. I thought it was fun, but in the end I felt empty. I didn't learn anything. I didn't grow.
I think many of our listeners feel the same. And sometimes we don't even notice how much time we waste.
Exactly. For example, if you waste just 30 minutes a day, that's over 15 hours in 1 month. Imagine what you could do with that time.
Wow, that's a lot. You could finish a book, learn 100 new English words, or even start speaking English with confidence.
Yes, so we have to remember time is a gift. We must use it wisely, especially if we have goals like learning English.
You know, many successful people say the same thing. They treat time like money, or even more important than money.
Because money comes and goes, but time only goes.
That's powerful. Let's give our listeners a simple message. Every minute is a chance to grow. Every hour is a step closer to your dream.
Yes, if you want to speak better English, use your time to listen, speak, read, and learn. Don't wait. Don't say, I'll do it tomorrow. Start today.
Perfect. That's the key. And now that we understand how important time is, let's talk about the ways we often waste it without even realizing it.
Great idea, Jason. Let's move on to that in the next part.
Welcome back, everyone. In the last part, we talked about how time is valuable. Now, let's look at something important, the common ways people waste time.
Yes, and don't worry, if you do some of these things, you're not alone. We all do them sometimes, but once you know them, you can change them.
Exactly. So let's start with the first one, too much time on the phone.
Oh, yes. So many people spend hours scrolling through social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts.
Right. You think, just 5 minutes, but suddenly 1 hour is gone. And you ask yourself, what did I even do?
It happens to me too. But now I try to use my phone for learning. For example, watching English podcasts like this one.
That's a smart idea. So, the phone is not bad, but how you use it makes the difference.
Another common time waster is watching too many random videos or TV shows.
Especially shows in your own language. If you want to learn English, why not watch something in English?
Yes! Even 15 minutes a day watching a show in English helps your ears get used to the language. It's not a waste, it's practice.
Here's a big one, procrastination. That means delaying things, right?
Yes. For example, you want to start studying, but you say, I'll do it later. And later becomes tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes never.
That happens a lot. Sometimes we wait for the perfect time to do something. But the perfect time is now.
That's so true. If you wait for the perfect time, you'll waste many days, maybe years.
Another way people waste time is by overthinking. They spend too much time thinking, planning, and worrying, and they don't take action.
Yes, like thinking, what if I make a mistake when I speak English? And then you say nothing.
Mistakes are okay. We learn by doing, not by waiting.
So stop thinking too much. Start doing even if it's not perfect.
Let's give a quick list of common time-wasting habits for our listeners. Scrolling social media. Too much. Watching too much TV or random videos. Procrastinating. Putting off tasks. Overthinking and not taking action. Doing things that don't help your goals.
That's a great list, and we all do at least one of these sometimes. But the good news is we can change.
Yes, and the first step is being aware. When you know how you waste time, you can start using your time better.
So think about your day. Where does your time go? What can you stop doing? What can you start doing?
Very good questions. And now that we've talked about how time is wasted, let's help our listeners recognize the signs that show you're wasting time.
Yes, coming up next, signs you are wasting time. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone. So far, we've talked about how time is valuable and the common ways people waste it.
Now, let's talk about the signs. How do you know if you're wasting your time?
Good question. One clear sign is when you say things like, "Where did my day go?" Or "I was busy, but I didn't do anything important."
Yes, that means you were active but not productive. Maybe you did small things, but nothing that really helped your goals.
Another sign is when you feel tired and unmotivated even though you didn't do much.
Right. Wasting time can make you feel bored, lazy, or even guilty. You might say, I should have studied today, but you didn't.
Also, if you spend hours on your phone or watching TV and feel empty after, that's a sign.
Yes, if you don't feel happy or proud of how you spent your time, it's probably not helping you grow.
So let's summarize the signs. You feel like the day passed too fast. You were busy, but did nothing important. You feel tired, lazy, or guilty. You waste hours on things that don't help you. You don't feel proud of how you spent your time.
If you notice these signs in your life, don't worry. It's not too late to change.
Exactly. Once you see the signs, you can make better choices. And in the next part, we'll show you how to do that.
Stay with us. We'll be back with some real tips to use your time wisely.
Welcome back, everyone. In the last part, we talked about the signs that show you might be wasting time. Now it's time to learn how to use your time wisely.
Yes, this part is so important because once you understand how to use time well, your life can really change and your English too.
Absolutely. So, let's get into some practical tips.
Tip number 1, set clear goals. If you don't know what you want, you'll waste time doing random things.
That's right. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? Maybe it's learning 10 English words a day, or speaking for 5 minutes in English every morning.
When you have a goal, you have a reason to use your time well.
Tip number 2. Make a plan for your day. You don't need a big schedule, just write down 2 or 3 important things to do.
Yes, for example, listen to an English podcast, practice speaking for 10 minutes, read a short English story.
And when you finish, check it off. That feels really good.
Tip number 3, do the most important task first. Many people wait until the end of the day and then they're tired.
Yes, and then they skip it. So do your important work early, when your energy is high.
Tip number 4, limit distractions. Put your phone away when you study. Turn off social media notifications.
Right. You can also use a timer study for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. It's called the Pomodoro technique.
It helps you stay focused and you get more done in less time.
Tip number 5. Use your free time to grow. When you're waiting on a bus, in a line, or cooking, listen to English.
Yes, use those little moments. 5 minutes here and there can add up to hours of learning each week.
Let's review the 5 tips to use time wisely. 1. Set clear goals. 2. Make a daily plan. 3. Do the most important task first. 4. Limit distractions. 5. Use small moments to grow.
These are simple but powerful, and anyone can do them even if you're busy.
That's the beauty of it. You don't need more time, you just need to use your time better.
Yes, and when you do, you'll see real progress, you'll feel more confident, and your English will improve faster.
In the next part, we'll talk about how successful people use their time and what we can learn from them.
It's going to be inspiring. Don't go away.
Welcome back, everyone. We hope you're enjoying the podcast so far.
Now it's time to talk about some simple daily habits that can help you save time every day.
That's right. These habits are small, but they make a big difference.
Habit number 1. Wake up a little earlier. Even just 15 or 30 minutes can give you a calm and focused start to the day.
Yes, you can use that time to plan your day, stretch, or study English before things get busy.
Habit number 2. Make a to-do list. Every morning, write down 3 to 5 important things to do.
That helps you stay organized and not waste time thinking, what should I do now?
Habit number 3. Prepare things the night before. Choose your clothes, pack your bag, or plan your meals at night.
That saves time in the morning and helps you start your day with less stress.
Habit number 4. Avoid multitasking. Focus on one thing at a time. You'll finish faster and do it better.
Yes, when you focus, you actually save time even if it feels slower at first.
Let's quickly review the daily habits that save time. 1. Wake up a little earlier. 2. Make a to-do list. 3. Prepare the night before 4. Avoid multitasking.
Try these simple habits, and you'll see a big change in how much you can do and how you feel.
And remember, small changes every day can lead to big results over time.
Coming up next, we'll talk about things you should stop doing if you want to stop wasting time. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Now we want to share some real-life example stories from people who learned how to stop wasting time and use it wisely.
Yes, stories can teach us a lot. So let's begin with a student story.
Meet Ali. He's 20 years old and wants to speak English fluently. For many months, he said, "I'll start tomorrow." But he spent most of his time on social media and video games.
Yes, he thought he was relaxing, but really, he was just delaying his dream.
One day, Ali watched a video that said, "Your time is your life. Don't waste it." That changed him.
From that day, he started small, just 10 minutes of English practice each day.
Now, 1 year later, Ali can speak with confidence. Why? Because he stopped wasting time and used it step by step.
Another story is about Maria, a young mother who wanted to learn English but always said, "I'm too busy."
Yes! But then she made a simple change. She listened to English podcasts while cooking and cleaning.
She didn't find more time, she used her time better, and in 6 months she improved her listening a lot.
Her message is clear. You don't need a lot of time, just good use of time.
And finally, let's talk about Daniel. He used to scroll on his phone for hours. He always said, "I don't have time to learn."
Then, he did something smart. He replaced 30 minutes of scrolling with 30 minutes of reading English stories.
It wasn't easy at first, but now it's his habit. He feels proud and is learning every day.
These stories show one big lesson. Anyone can change. You don't need to be perfect. Just start with one small step.
Yes, if Ali, Maria, and Daniel can do it, so can you.
Coming up next, we'll talk about tools and apps that can help you save time and learn better.
Stay with us, you're doing great.
Before we end today's podcast, we want to leave you with a strong message. Take control of your time. Because when you control your time, You control your life.
Yes, time is like money once you spend it. You can't get it back. So don't wait for the perfect time to start. Start now.
Every minute you use well is a step forward. A step toward better English. A step toward your goals.
It doesn't matter if you're busy. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. What matters is that you try and that you keep going.
You have the power. You have the time. Use it wisely. Say to yourself, today, I will not waste time. Today, I will grow.
Because your future is built with the time you use today, so choose to make it count.
We believe in you. Now go out there and make every minute matter.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you in the next episode.
And until then, keep learning, keep growing, and don't waste your time. That's it for today's episode of the English Learning Podcast. We hope this message inspired you to value your time and use it wisely.
Remember, even small changes can create big results. Don't wait. Start today.
If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us reach more English learners like you.
And leave a comment. Tell us one thing you will stop wasting time on starting today.
Thanks again for joining us. Until next time, keep learning and don't waste. Hello and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Julia. Hi, Julia.
Hey Jason, hi everyone. It's great to be here again, and I'm super excited about today's topic.
Me too. Today, we're talking about something every English learner needs: expanding your vocabulary. If you've ever struggled to find the right words while speaking English, or you feel like you always use the same words over and over again, this episode is for you.
Exactly. Having a strong vocabulary helps you speak more naturally and confidently. Plus, learning new words makes conversations more fun and engaging.
That's right. And today, we'll share some easy tricks to help you learn and remember new words without feeling overwhelmed. We'll also give you practical tips that you can start using immediately.
Yes, so if you're ready to take your vocabulary to the next level, stay with us until the end of this episode.
And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. Now let's dive into today's topic. Why is expanding your vocabulary so important? All right, Julia, before we get into the tricks for learning new words, let's talk about why expanding your vocabulary is so important. Why should English learners focus on learning more words?
That's a great question. Jason, vocabulary is like the building blocks of language. The more words you know, the easier it becomes to express your thoughts clearly and confidently.
Exactly. Imagine you're in a conversation and you want to explain something, but you don't know the right words. You might feel stuck or nervous. That's why having a strong vocabulary makes a huge difference.
Yes, and not just in speaking. Vocabulary is important for listening, reading, and writing too. If you know more words, you can understand conversations better, read books and articles more easily, and even write emails or messages without struggling.
Great point. I remember one of my friends who was learning English. He could understand basic conversations, but when he watched movies or listened to podcasts, he always felt lost because he didn't know enough words. Once he started learning new vocabulary every day, everything became much easier for him.
That's such a relatable story. Many learners feel frustrated when they hear native speakers talking fast or using words they don't know. But the good news is, learning vocabulary doesn't have to be difficult, and we're going to show you how.
Absolutely. Also, having a bigger vocabulary helps you sound more natural and fluent. When you know different ways to say the same thing, your speech becomes smoother, and you don't have to repeat the same words all the time.
Yes, instead of always saying very good, you can say excellent, fantastic, or amazing. It makes your English more interesting and expressive.
Exactly. So, to sum it up, expanding your vocabulary is important because it helps you speak with confidence, understand English better, and sound more fluent. And now let's talk about some common challenges people face when learning new words. Now that we know why expanding your vocabulary is so important, let's talk about something every English learner experiences: the challenges of learning new words. Julia, have you ever struggled with learning new vocabulary?
Oh, definitely. And I think most learners face the same challenges. One of the biggest problems is forgetting new words after learning them. You learn a word today and the next day, poof, it's gone.
Exactly. I hear this all the time. People memorize new words, but because they don't use them, often they forget them quickly. It's frustrating.
Yes. Another challenge is not knowing how to use new words correctly. Sometimes learners know the meaning of a word, but they don't know how to use it in a sentence. So they avoid using it because they're afraid of making mistakes.
That's such a good point. English words often have different meanings depending on the context. If you don't see a word in real conversations or sentences, it's hard to use it naturally.
Right. And another common problem is feeling overwhelmed by too many new words. Some learners try to learn 20 or 30 words in one day, and that can feel impossible to remember.
Oh, absolutely. Learning too many words at once can be stressful. It's better to learn a few useful words at a time and actually use them, rather than trying to memorize a long list.
And let's not forget one more challenge: not practicing enough. Some people write down new words in a notebook but never review or use them. If you don't see or hear the word often, it's hard to remember it.
Yes. Vocabulary learning is not just about memorizing, it's about using words in daily life. That's why we need effective methods that help us remember and apply new words.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about next: easy tricks to expand your vocabulary. So if you've struggled with forgetting words, not knowing how to use them, or feeling overwhelmed, don't worry. We've got some simple solutions that will make vocabulary learning much easier.
Sounds exciting. Let's dive into some practical tricks that anyone can use to build a stronger vocabulary. All right, now let's get to the exciting part. Easy tricks to expand your vocabulary, Julia. What's the first simple trick learners can use to remember new words?
One of the best ways to remember new words is to learn them in context. Instead of memorizing single words, try to learn them inside sentences or real-life situations.
That's a great tip. For example, instead of just learning the word delicious, you can remember it with a full sentence, like, "This pizza is delicious." That way, when you eat something tasty, you'll naturally remember the word.
Yes, and you can also learn words through stories, articles, or even TV shows. When you see a word being used naturally, it's easier to understand and remember.
Absolutely. So instead of memorizing lists, try to read or listen to English in real situations. All right, here's another trick. Use the new words as soon as possible. If you don't use them, you'll forget them.
That's right. Try using new words in conversations, writing messages, or even talking to yourself. For example, if you learn the word motivated, say something like, "I feel very motivated to learn English today." The more you use a word, the stronger your memory of it becomes.
Exactly. And if you don't have someone to practice with, you can write a short paragraph using the word, or even record yourself saying it out loud.
Another trick that really works is learning words in groups instead of randomly. For example, if you're learning about food, learn words like spicy, sweet, sour, bitter all at the same time.
Oh, I love that method. When you group words together, your brain connects them, and it's easier to remember. Instead of just learning the word angry, learn related words like upset, frustrated, furious. That way, you can express yourself more naturally.
Yes, and it also helps with fluency because you don't have to stop and search for words. You already have a few options ready to use.
Now, for those who like using apps, flashcards are a powerful tool. Apps like Anki or Quizlet help you review words with pictures and sentences.
Yes, flashcards are great because they help you see the word multiple times before you forget it. Plus, if you add images or examples, it's even easier to remember.
That's so true. And the best part? You can review flashcards anytime, anywhere, even if you have just 5 minutes while waiting for a bus.
Here's another fun trick. When you learn a new word, also learn a synonym or an opposite word to double your vocabulary.
Oh, that's smart. For example, if you learn happy, you can also learn joyful as a synonym and sad as the opposite.
Yes, this helps you expand your vocabulary faster and makes your English more natural because you won't always use the same words.
Now, one of my favorite tricks: watching English movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos with subtitles. It's a great way to see new words in action.
Yes, and the key here is to read the subtitles and listen at the same time. If you hear a word you don't know, pause and write it down.
Exactly. And after the movie, try using at least 1 or 2 new words you learned in a sentence.
Last but not least, keeping a vocabulary journal can be super helpful. Write down new words, their meanings, example sentences, and even draw little pictures.
Oh, that's a great habit. Writing things down helps your brain remember them better. Plus, you can always review your journal later to refresh your memory.
Yes, and don't just write the words, use them in your daily life. That's the key to really expanding your vocabulary.
Absolutely. So, to quickly summarize, learn words in context, use them immediately, group them by theme use flashcards, learn synonyms and opposites, watch content with subtitles, and keep a vocabulary journal.
Exactly. These are all simple but powerful tricks that will help you learn new words faster and remember them longer.
And now, let's talk about some fun and creative ways to practice vocabulary daily. So, Julia, we've talked about easy tricks to expand vocabulary. But now, let's answer an important question. How do we make vocabulary learning a habit? Because let's be honest, if we don't practice regularly, we'll forget everything.
Exactly. Learning vocabulary is not about studying for one day and then stopping. It's about building a daily habit so that learning new words becomes natural and easy.
Right. So, let's go over some simple ways to turn vocabulary learning into a daily habit.
One of the best ways to stay consistent is to set a small daily goal. For example, decide to learn just one new word a day. It's easy, simple, and adds up over time.
Oh, I love that. 1 word a day doesn't feel stressful, but by the end of the year, you'll have learned 365 new words. That's amazing progress.
Yes, another great habit trick is to attach vocabulary learning to something you already do. For example, if you drink coffee every morning, review one new word while sipping your coffee.
That's a great idea. Or if you take the bus to work or school, use that time to read a sentence or listen to a podcast with new vocabulary.
Exactly. The key is to connect learning with daily activities so it becomes automatic.
Another powerful way to build a habit is to use new words in real life. If you learn a new word, challenge yourself to use it in a conversation or in a text message to a friend.
Yes, or even try writing a short sentence every day using a new word. Writing helps you remember better.
Here's a fun trick. Reward yourself. If you stick to your vocabulary habit for a week, treat yourself to something small. like watching your favorite show or eating your favorite snack.
Oh, I love that. Rewards make learning more fun and they give you motivation to keep going.
Finally, remember that even 5 minutes a day is better than nothing. The secret to expanding your vocabulary is not studying for hours, but practicing a little bit every day.
Yes, consistency is more important than speed. Even if you just learn one word a day, you're making progress.
Exactly. So, to sum up, set a small daily goal, attach learning to your routine, use new words in real life, reward yourself, and stay consistent.
These little habits will help you keep learning new words effortlessly and make English a natural part of your life.
Perfect. Now, let's move on to the final part. The conclusion and key takeaways from today's episode. Wow. Julia, this has been such a helpful conversation. We covered a lot of great tips today on how to expand vocabulary easily and make learning a habit.
Yes. Just to quickly recap, we talked about why expanding vocabulary is important, the common challenges learners face, easy tricks to learn new words, and how to build a daily habit to keep improving.
Exactly. And remember, vocabulary growth doesn't happen overnight. It's about small daily efforts that add up over time. The key is to be consistent, have fun, and use words in real-life situations.
That's right. And now we have a little challenge for you. Learn one new word today and use it in a sentence. Whether you write it, say it, or text it to a friend, just use it.
Great challenge! And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this podcast with anyone who wants to improve their English vocabulary.
Yes, and tell us in the comments, what's a new word you've learned recently? We'd love to see your responses.
All right, that's it for today. Keep learning, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now, and happy learning.